Hello everyone, and welcome to the video overview of the resume section of the Resume Writer app. So I've just opened the Resume Writer and I landed on the application overview page. This should be familiar from all of the other videos. And I've got three applications that I've saved, currently considering. I'm going to go to this most recent one that I added and go to the resume section. So this one I have not built a resume for yet. And you can see that it's already filled out my contact information and some of my employment history, as well as my education. In the second company, in this big tech company that I have in my test data set, I have written a employer summary section. And so it already pulled that in. It's not going to ask the AI to generate that. If I want the AI to generate the big tech section, I can click on the employer sections button and I can go ahead and tell it to generate the resume for big tech as well as the one for the AI Inc. By default, if you have a summary section, it's going to assume that you want to use it. And so it's going to pull that in at the beginning. But if you choose to have the AI write that section, you simply change that selection on the options here. You also have the ability to provide an executive summary, typically between right below your name, right below your contact information. The AI will write a brief summary of your professional experience as well as your fit for the particular position that you're asking it to write a resume for. That's optional. If you don't want that, if you're not going to use that, you can certainly turn it off and it will not generate. I like to have it on. It's personal preference. And so then I can hide that option as well. And you can see that I'm using the cloud. So this is going to live run the AI in the cloud to build the resume. So when I click build resume, what this is going to do is go off for each of the employers that I have listed in my section. It's going to send the overview for that position as well as the job description. It's going to come back with a set of highlights. After it's done with all of the employers, it's going to build a highlight section. What are the best three things that you've done to fit this position? And then it's going to write that bio at the top. That bio not only pulls in what you've put into the resume or what the AI has put into the resume, but also pulls in anything that you wrote in this personal details section as background information. And so you can see it wrote the resume. I have very little data in my test data set. And so the output is going to be a bit of a stretch for the resume that I'm writing. The better fit you are, the more data that you've provided in that employment section, the higher quality output you're going to get from this. It's a garbage in, garbage out problem. If you don't tell the AI what you've done, then the AI either doesn't have anything to use or, what's worse and often, makes it up. So make sure that you've really filled out that employment section and provided the detail that it needs to give you a resume that's well targeted. Even with that, it did pull out, a software development leader, because I talked about being a software development leader in my work history in this test data set. Efficiency and automation I also mentioned in my test data set. So it did pull relevant pieces, but it is definitely light on the details that you would typically expect to have. If there's a section of this that you don't like and you want to have the AI try and write it again, then you can rewrite these sections. These will be available. And I don't expect to get much of a different result because I'm not changing a whole lot of input from here. But I could have the AI rewrite the summary section and it came back and did have a little bit of a difference from one run to the next. It doesn't always. Sometimes you give it the same input and it comes back with the same output, but there is a little bit of randomness in the AI, And so you may see a slightly different result running that a couple of times. Once you've got the resume, you can copy it to the clipboard, and then that will paste into Word or Pages or OpenOffice or whatever it is that you plan to use. And this formatting will paste over with it. The header section actually is centered. The app doesn't display it centered due to a way that the text attributes are handled by the Mac display. But when you paste it in, these will be centered up, and you'll get the various different fonts and bolds. What the pasting of this formatted resume cannot do is adjust your document options. So things like line spacings, header margins, footer margins, things like that. You'll probably need to have either a template that pulls those out or do that on a case by case basis, because whatever the defaults are from the editor that you're pasting this into, that's where it's going to pick up the margins and some of the other format options.